Back on the Nation at 5 with more details on how the PFI conducts its operations and more importantly, its fundraising. This is the other exclusive angle and details that we've now been able to get from the agencies. This is the dubious money trail that is also under scrutiny. The global source of funds, there are huge number of donors, there are individuals who are donating to the PFI, but money is coming through via Hawala. It's not direct donations or legally done. It's done surreptitiously. One of the forums is the India Fraternity Forum. The other one is the Muslim Relief Network. Then the Islamic Development Banks are also contributing towards the PFI's coffers. Well, how is the business model? So how do you organizedly raise money? The PFI runs manpower supply companies to nations in the Gulf, including the UAE and Saudi Arabia. There are nearly 30,000 cadre from UP, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka who are working in these firms. So what does the PFI do? The PFI says, I'm getting you a job, I'm placing you here. So every month I'm going to deduct 100 dirhams from your salary. You've got to contribute 100 dirhams every month to me. And that's roughly about 2,200 rupees. So in a year, out of these 30,000 employees, 100 dirhams per month, nearly 3 million dirhams every month is the earning. 3 million dirhams is nearly 6.61 crore rupees every month is coming through these placements or manpower supply itself. This is what top intel sources are telling CNN News 18. Mr. Ellen Rao is with us. Ellen Rao ji, so this is how they do. They not only provide you jobs, they ask you to start contributing and then they also start recruiting. There have been allegations in the past that many of these people who have gone, the cops have realized when they have spoken that these people have been radicalized in the Gulf during their employ. And when they come back, they are committed to the cause. That's how quote unquote, that's what has been said.
Yes, this is the latest strategy of these PFI organizers because they radicalize the people here, they get them employment also, and with that employment they put condition of that 100 dirhams per month from their salary. And if you have correctly calculated, this is money is in crores. They are amassing this money like this, and then this money is being utilized against our country's destabilization. And not only with these jobs, they are also earning huge money from the publication of some books which are being circulated for radicalizing these youth and misguiding that youth and the Muslim community. In the garb of that, they are doing their welfare and indirectly or directly, but actually they are not doing their welfare. They are just using them as a source of money, and they're using that money. They are using that money against our country, doing this, as you rightly said, that it was also through the anti-narcotic and then the narcotic terror channels and other, even you can say also this fake currency racket also, and they are doing all illegal activities against our country, and whatever they can think about it, they just to earn money and getting huge amount of money, and they are that money is being right. misused by these people, and that ED and then the NIA this crackdown on these activities. I think definitely they will come out with these very valuable and very useful
information. Now, nearly 30,000 cadre are a source of nearly 80 crores per annum, Tushar Gupta. And these people, the other,
imagine that huge money is amassed.
Yes, and it's just these cadre which they are using as placements. You are saying you contribute. And these are also recruits. They also then become your spies. They also then become your information or canvassing and trying to get more people to donate. They're also collecting money around Eid as zakat and using that money. A lot of people are sending money via Hawala. Why would you send money via Hawala if your intent is to help and charity, and why should you be above scrutiny? Why should you try and avoid this? So these are questions which then say, oh, this is how you're running and earning this money, and what are you earning it for? But how ingenious. They have worked out the mechanisms. How can they use the system to their advantage? And then when the system questions them, they can even fool the system.
Absolutely, Anand. Anand, unfortunately, this is a very well-oiled organization. And the problem is we're also in a race against time. It's not just about a race against these people who are planning a lot of attacks against India, both political and security, but it's a race against time also, because the huge cadre which readily supply money. So even if you freeze one bank account today, or 5 bank accounts today, or 10 bank accounts today, there would be 100 that would come up the next year. So at one point, the government has to start looking at criminalizing the idea of even donating to an offspring of the PFI or PFI as a whole. The other thing is, Anand, now that the crackdown has begun, and it will only intensify from here, we within the media would be engaged, or would be forced to engage in this debate where people would come out and say, oh, this is a peaceful organization. This is just fighting the intolerance since 2014. Because that was the excuse that was being given so far, that PFI as an organization exists only to fight the intolerance against one community since 2014. Look at the audacity there. So they want to create this front. They have already created a financial front. Now they're creating a political front globally that, oh, since 2014, there is a lot of anti-Muslim sentiment prevailing in India. This is what we are fighting. So this is a race against time also. And that is why I really commend the RSS to reach out to the Muslim intellectuals to warn them of the imminent threat, because the Congress might want to pause its Padayatra. The other opposition parties might want to give the PFI a cover. But the PFI is in a war against the Indian state. They do not care about the BJP. They do not care about the Hindus. They are in a war against the Indian state. And it
and not just that, they are also working with entities who are being rejected by the Muslim world also. They are working with Daesh, they are working with Al-Qaeda, and more importantly, the Muslim Brotherhood, which have been rejected in nations like the UAE and in Saudi. They rejected this Muslim Brotherhood, but they are parallels which we have drawn and which we have put out. We'll bring that out in just a bit. The other aspect is this high-tech gadgets that have been now seized. In Tamil Nadu, at a PFI worker, Barkatullah, 2 wireless devices were recovered from this operative. These are high-frequency devices with built-in GPS, which receivers also, and distress call buttons also. And these devices can be used even at night because they have lit buttons and they help in sea route navigation. PFI involvement in sea terror activities is being investigated, and more importantly, money laundering or money exchange in the high seas. That aspect is also being investigated. Captain Alok Bansal, quickly, I just wanted to understand from you the kind of instrument that has been found is a low frequency device, wireless device. Why would a PFI member want to have something like this?
This is for wider communication which cannot be monitored. In fact, communication between their cadres or things like that, that's what I can presume. Because lower the frequency, wider is the range generally. So that is the concept. Because higher frequency, the range is confined. So if it's a low frequency, that means the communication can travel far and wide. And this may be required for occasional communications, because I'm sure if they consistently communicate with that, then it will be apprehended. Now, this sort of things are generally used by clandestine organizations for communicating with their cadres when they're indulging in illegal activities. This is an illegal device in any case. So there are so many apprehensions because, as you said, this outfit has been connected with all those outfits which propagate an obscurantist form of Islam, like Daesh, Al-Qaeda, Islamic Muslim Brotherhood. So all these radical organizations it has been affiliated with, and these often indulge in activities which are which are inimical to the national interest. And for such activities, you need this sort of devices. That is probably the reason why they are using this. They're keeping it with them.
It's a Lowrance LHR-80 floating handheld VHF, which is used and has a built-in GPS receiver. It is used for nighttime use, and it will work for communication and for navigation. That's what has been recovered. We're going to take a very, very short break. Stay with us.